It has been a long time coming, but the Football Trading SuperSim is finally here. After around 7 months of hard work, many late nights of intense coding, hundreds of cups of coffee drunk, we finally have something to show you. Is it worth the wait? And what does it even do? In this video, all will be revealed. Go grab a nice cold beer and let's get into it. So what you can see on the screen here is the Football Trading Simulator Deluxe version. This was released on beta release earlier this year. Quite a lot of people got their hands on it and absolutely loved it. It's going to allow you to simulate matches and build strategies, which will include the match odds market and the goal markets. Okay, and this one is still going to be available moving forward. Now, during the beta release, a lot of people got their hands on this. There was also a limited run of the correct score simulator. This would allow you to simulate the correct score market. Okay, and as you can see here, you could build a strategy which incorporates the match odds market and the correct score, and you can try all sorts of stuff. Dutch in trading, very more complicated and advanced strategies can be made with that. Okay, and then a limited amount of people got their hands on this one, which was the first half market simulator. Okay, this was definitely one for the more experienced football traders, but this is definitely a market where you can definitely find some gold, and this would allow you to trade and simulate the first half match odds market, the first half goal markets, and then that's it. Okay, so obviously we had that, and we had to do them separately. The first half market simulator, the correct score simulator, and then the main deluxe simulator. But now, for the past 6 or 7 months, we've been working to create this, the SuperSim, which will allow us to trade and simulate all of these markets, all of them. As you can see, match odds, correct score, all the goal markets going up to over and under 6.5 goals, the first half goal markets, and the first half match odds market as well. Okay, and we can now simulate and build strategies which could incorporate all these markets at the same time. Okay, this was an incredible feat to achieve. It was absolutely, well, we thought it was mission impossible at one point, but we've managed to pull it off. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you a lot more about this SuperSim right here. But before we go further, let me just quickly explain and refresh you on what the Football Trading Simulator is, what it can do for you, and why it's pretty important for you to have a copy of this if you are a serious football trader, regardless of your level. Okay, so the main idea with the Football Trading Simulator is that we can trade and simulate a 90-minute football match within 90 seconds. Okay, so that means we can practice a strategy, or more importantly, test out a strategy in a whole match within 90 seconds. Now, if you were to do this on the Betfair exchange and wait for a 90-minute match to try and test out a strategy, well, it's going to take you a lot of hours. Okay, if you wanted to even trade a strategy or test out a strategy on 190-minute matches, then you're looking close to 6,000 plus hours, okay, of trading just to try and find out the results of your strategy. Whereas you could pick up this simulator, try that strategy out, and get the same answer within just a few hours. Okay, and you get the same answer the same day. So if you've got any strategy idea, you can just trade it on this simulator, and then you'll get the answers pretty quickly. Okay, and we've got the inbuilt tool. Let me just show you the strategy tracker. And as you can see, I've been playing around with a few strategy ideas this morning, and so far so good. It is still very early days. I don't expect them to hold up and be as profitable as this going forward. But that's the idea of it, is that you can test out all your different strategies as much as you want. I mean, it's absolutely unlimited. You could be here for hours or days. I mean, there's lots of fun to be had with this. But any strategy idea you've got, you can test it in the simulator. And the main idea is that you can build your own strategy, a strategy which doesn't rely on researching the teams or team news or anything like that, or even watching the match. The main idea is that you're going to be taking advantage of market inefficiencies, and you're going to use the simulator to help you find them. Okay, so let me just show you, for example, this match here. So this is Man City against Chelsea from the Premier League. So Man City 1.4 favourite, and let's try and kind of trade this, right? So we can press the next goal button. This is a new inclusion on the SuperSim. We didn't have that before. Great suggestion from whoever suggested it. I can't quite remember who it was, but thank you for that. So we've got the next goal, and we've seen the first goal in this match has gone to Chelsea. So Man City's price has gone up to 2.1, Chelsea into 3.35. So this is very accurate to what would happen in the in-play markets, okay? So let's see from here. I mean, this is probably a good entry point back in Man City from here, okay? So we can press next goal and then see where it takes us. And of course, you could move this forward minute by minute and kind of see how it develops from there. And so what we can see is that Man City have equalized. 29th minute, their price has gone into 1.58. So what we could do, we could lay Man City at 1.58. Now that gives us a free bet on Man City, £520, right? And if we can get Man City to take the lead, we could cash this out and lock in the profit. But we've removed the risk from the trade. And if we press next goal, oh, there we go. Okay, sorry. It went to 2-1 Man City, 37 minutes. And then just press the cash out button. Okay, so you can see that it's pretty much trading as you would on the Betfair exchange. Okay, but look how much quicker that was. We didn't have to wait for the match to kick off. We didn't have to even commit any of our own money. Okay, and as you can see, we've locked in a profit there of £444. Now, the beauty of this and the big advantage of using a simulator is that we can not only trade a whole match, a whole 90-minute match in 90 seconds, we can pause it, we can even rewind it, okay, and go back and or skip forward. We could see where does this match, what is the prices available on 60 minutes. You can just skip forward really, really quickly, okay, 60 minutes. We can hit the 75-minute button. It looks like it's still 2-1 to Man City. But that's another advantage of doing this over a real football match, is that you can't just skip forward the boring bits, okay? So that pretty much shows it to you there, okay? And obviously, like I said, the key is you can use this to practice strategies. You could use it on to practice an upcoming match. But the key really is that you want to try your own strategies. And the more complex, the better now, because you can incorporate all of these markets. You could have money in the correct score market, money in the match odds, money on the goal markets, even on the first half markets, and try and find a strategy angle using that. And then just try your strategies out and just try them over and over again. And if you lose money on the strategies, well, you're not losing money from your real bank account, which is one of the big advantages of it. Okay. But I know that there's been a lot of questions about just how accurate the prices are compared to the real markets and all that sort of thing, and also how to set up the markets. So I recorded a quick clip. Check this one out right here. So I'm going to show you how we can simulate this whole market from this match here, Bournemouth against Preston. So what we got to do is look at the prices on the match odds market. That price for Bournemouth, 1.8. That the price for Preston is 5.8. So it's as simple as heading over and making sure you fill in these yellow boxes on the manual match center. 5.8. That's all we need for the match odds part. And then let's have a look at the 2.5 goals market. All we need really is the over 2.5 goals price. Now this liquidity is not great, but it's 2.2 to back, 2.24 to lay. All right, this is moving all over the place. Not sure what's going on there. But anyway, let's put it in the market as, say, 2.22. Okay, so you put it in here. Probably not the best example with the prices moving around like that. It hasn't even kicked off yet. So anyway, once those are in, that's all we have to do. If you want to make the market a bit more accurate, then you could fill in the rest of the boxes. But really, this is all you need, the yellow boxes. Now, if you take a look, you will now see the whole market, all right? So you'll see the match odds, you'll see the correct score, you'll see all the goal markets, and the first half goal markets as well, right? So let's start at the bottom. These first half goal markets, see how these compare. It's got Bournemouth there at 2.48, Preston at 5.8 in the first half market. Let me just try and bring that up. And there you go. That's pretty much bang on, right? Pretty much bang on. Remember, it's never going to be perfectly accurate to the exact tick, but give or take a few ticks, and that's what we got to expect, right? So that's really, really good. That's really in line with what we expected from the first half market. Let's have a look at the first half goal market then. So what, 1.52 on over 0.5 goals. Let's have a look for that market and just see if that's in line. Pretty close. It's 1.49 on there, but there's obviously gaps. Okay, this isn't the best liquidity match, but that's pretty close again. All right, that's all we have to do. Just putting in those free prices under 1.5 goals. Again, it's gappy. 1.41 on this one. Let's have a look. So it's 1.42 on here. So that's about right. So it's about right compared to the market. And then I'm sure 2.5 goals is going to be in line. 1.1 on under 2.5 goals, and it's exactly there. So the first half market just generated just from those free prices. Okay, now let's have a quick look at the correct score. This one's a lot trickier to get really bang on, and obviously you could edit it and really get the prices exactly, but we want to try and save as much work for you. So look at the 0-0 price. It's 11 on the actual market, 11.5 on here, very close. 0-1 is at 14.5. 1-0 is at 7.6. So it's at 15s there. Close enough again. 7.4 here. So very, very close. And we're probably losing a tick or two just because of that volatility. I'm not sure what's moving the prices. Maybe some team news is erupting because it's getting close to kickoff. But you get the idea, right? You get the idea of how close it can be. And how accurate the markets are generated just from that, right? Let's have a look at the goal markets. We put in over 2.5. So let's have a look at over 1.5. So over 1.5 goals, probably 1.4. Let's see where we are on here. 1.41. There you go. We could have a look at over and under 3.5 just to compare. So under 3.5, probably 1.31 is the correct price, and there it is again. So I mean that's quite amazing. That's quite amazing that we can generate that whole market just from these free prices. And like I said, you still got the option. If you weren't happy with how accurate that is, you could go in and put in the more prices. The more prices you put in, the more accurate it's going to be compared to the real life market. But honestly, you're probably better off just putting in those free prices, and you got that whole market generated. So obviously for us now, we could try out all sorts of different strategies. One strategy is where we cover the match odds, where we cover some correct score, we cover some goal markets, we even cover some first half markets as well. And we can try out all sorts of strategies on this match. And then once we've tried one strategy and we played that through and we've seen the results, we just click on simulate new game, and we can begin that same match again and really get a good idea of what strategies will work best on this particular upcoming match from the championship. Okay, so that's some pretty good stuff. I'm sure you have to admit that is some pretty good stuff. Never before would you have been able to just simulate a whole match in advance like this, just generate the market. Normally you'd have to wait for the actual real match to kick off, then you got to try your strategy, then you got to risk your own money and all that sort of thing. But here, you got some, you can just generate the whole market, try out all different angles, see what works best. And then it's obviously not just this match, but we've got all the matches in the database. Let me just show you the match setup. If you look in the top tier, if you just look to see the list, we've got all the top leagues. So you can do all the top leagues in Europe, all the top level leagues, and then there is also the lower tier in Europe as well, okay? And then that covers all the leagues below. So then like the Championship, League 1, League 2, all that sort of thing as well. So lots of leagues, and then there's the other leagues around the world. But I'm sure you get the point. But anyway, that is just wanted to show you that. That's how we generate the market. Just need those free prices, and it generates a pretty accurate market. and you can simulate to your heart's content after that. So I'm going to show you a bit more about what can be done with the SuperSim and some of the new additions for those that were interested in it. But if you were wondering how to get your hands on it, then I can reveal that we will be releasing it slowly and in batches, with early bird access opening this Friday for a limited group of people. Okay, we really have to limit the numbers when it comes to software due to the amount of support that is often needed with something like this. But if you want to be first in line to get a copy of the package, submit your very best email address below by clicking below this video to get on the early bird list. You should see it somewhere below the video. Just scroll down and get it submitted, and you will get the details on the opening day. Those who are late will be added to the second batch, and you will get a chance to get in at a later date, and so on and so on. Okay, that's currently the best way for us to do it. It's not a marketing trick, because I think all football traders probably have a need for this in some way. And if it were possible, I would just have it on sale 24/7, okay, and not hold it back at all. But we've learned the hard way the last time. We really have to roll these things out slowly so we can give anyone who buys it the very best support if needed at all, okay? Anyway, get your email address down on the list if you are interested in this at all in any way. First come, first serve to get on that early bird list. So probably the biggest thing we've done with this SuperSim is something which you can't immediately see, but this has happened behind the scenes, and we have managed to put in almost every single league that you possibly need into the same program. Okay, previously we had to separate it up. Okay, so you can see we've got the top European leagues there. Whoops, didn't want to click on that. And that's the top tier. And there's obviously a lot of top tier leagues as well. But then we've also got the lower tier leagues as well. And then similar for the ones in the rest of the world and the summer leagues as well. So we've pretty much quadrupled the amount of leagues and matches that are available in the database to simulate. Okay, so that is a very, very big change which happened behind the scenes, and it's obviously not immediately apparent. But for those who want to trade the most obscure leagues and all that sort of thing, well, now you can. Okay, that was a surprisingly high requested thing. A lot of people seem to want to try strategies on the Austrian league, the Bundesliga 2, and all that sort of thing. So anyway, you've got the opportunity to do that now, right? So obviously the big change is that we can trade multiple markets at the same time. Okay, so including the correct score. So let me just show you something here. Let's lay the draw in the match odds market. Let's back, say, 2-1 to the favorite. This isn't any specific strategy, by the way. Just want to put that out there, okay? And then let's do something like lay the draw in the halftime market as well for £250. Obviously, you can play around with your own staking. And so obviously, look, we're trading 3 different markets there. So it can get quite complex. But remember, at the top, you're always going to see your overall position for the match. You got your overall position for match odds, your overall position for correct score, and the first half market. Okay. Now, the good inclusion here, before we could only really move it forward 1 minute at a time, 5 minutes at a time. But now we can skip ahead to 30 minutes, half time, 60 minutes, 75 minutes. But most importantly, next goal. This has been a really great addition. And we can just press next goal and kind of skip to the next goal, because a goal is obviously the big thing which moves the markets, right? So, yeah, you can see here, look, we've got the next goal. It's gone to that home team, the home favorite that we wanted. So we could cash out on the match odds market and just lock in that profit. £1,000 lay it was, and now we can lock in 3, 4, 5 profit. The correct score market, we backed 2-1. It hasn't really moved in, okay, after the goal. So we're looking at a £40 loss there potentially. And then we've got the first half match odds market as well. We could take the profit on that one, I think, and get that locked in. And then we can move forward, right? And then so you see what the next goal brings us, okay? So we've already made the profit on the first half in the match odds market. Let's see what the next goal does for us in this one. And take a look. So 13 minutes, Anderlecht took the lead. 90 minutes, there's an equalizer, okay? And now if we look at the correct score market, well, we're actually now in a bit of profit with this, £38 now, because the 2-1 has moved into 7.6. So we can, obviously you can move the minutes forward by 1 minute at a time. That's kind of a little bit slow and frustrating to do, but you might want to move it forward 5 minutes at a time. So see what that does. And if you look at the correct score market, you can see that with time that our cash out is increasing. Okay, so the longer we stay in without a goal, the more that cash out increases. Okay, so £91 on the cash out, and then 35 minutes. And we could just skip to half time and then get an idea of what that does for us. And so it's 1-1 at half time, and then could just cash out on the correct score market. Okay, so those have been some real good additions. Okay, but obviously the big thing is the fact that we can trade all these markets, and now you can see our overall position £700. And of course, I mean, one difference with Betfair is they don't really show you your overall match position. They show you your overall position per market. But a lot of people can be like, well, I made this on the match odds, but I made this on the correct score, but what was your overall match profit? That's very, very important to keep in mind. But anyway, yeah, that kind of shows you some of these ones. And of course, we've got the previous goal button as well. So if you wanted to, you could go back to the first goal, and then maybe you could try a different strategy. Okay, that's why I said you can pause these matches, rewind them, fast forward, all that sort of thing. Okay. But probably one of the best new features that we've now included is the ability to simulate from your own custom score and time. Okay, a lot of people have got strategy ideas which might involve something like trading a Premier League match where it's 1-1 at 80 minutes, or trading a Bundesliga match where it's 2-0 to the away team after 20 minutes. And obviously before, it was kind of hard to find that. And in real life, if you wanted to try and look for those scenarios, to try and trade them, to try and test your strategy, well, you've got to wait around a long time for them to come up before you can actually put it to the test. Well, now you don't have to do that, okay? So what we can do, custom score and time, you can see I've chosen Premier League matches, and I want to look at all Premier League matches where it's 60 minutes and the away team is winning 1-0, because maybe I've got a strategy that I want to try out, okay? And immediately it's going to bring up matches which fit that criteria, and I can immediately try my strategy out and try it over and over again as much as I can. And like I said, we can trade this within 90 seconds. I can get the answers to my theories very, very quickly, okay? So let's just say that we got this scenario here where we've got an away team winning 1-0, the away favorite in this case. Let's say we wanted to do something where we wanted to Dutch. We thought there was going to be one more goal. We're going to Dutch the next few score lines that can happen. So the 0-2, the 0-3, and then the 1-1. And then we can just have a look and see how this would play out, right? So, yeah, we're just going to use £100 stake, and we're going to Dutch these score lines, okay? So if you're trading a match in this scenario, you think there's only going to be one more goal in it, yeah, we can see how this would develop. Okay, so let's click on next goal and see what that next goal does for us, because we're going to need a goal with this one. It has to go upwards, right? And you can see on 74 minutes we have got the goal to Man City, and we're now on the 2-0 score line, and we've obviously lost on the 1-1, but it could still go to 0-3. So maybe we could cash it out. Maybe you want to let it run. Who knows, because we've still got the 0-3 covered. But anyway, that's the idea with that. Let's just press the cash out. But obviously, the main idea is that we can now find the scenarios we want, and we can seek them out. And let's just see, how did this match end? Leicester 0, Man City 2. Was there another goal in this one? Should we have taken the cash out? We could have let it run. Okay. So anyway, it's very realistic to the real life football trading, as you can see. So yeah, that is the custom score. If I just go back, the custom score, you can put in anything. You can put in literally anything you want. It will tell you how many qualifying games there are. Obviously, some scenarios are not really going to be found that easily, with like maybe a home team losing 5-0 at home. It's quite a rare scenario, right? Yeah, you just put them in the custom score and time, and then just on the left as well, we've got mode choice. Now we've also got scenarios. Now this is very similar to the custom score and time. It's just gonna help you get them a little bit quicker. Okay, so we've got very common football trading scenarios that a lot of people like a 0-0 at half time. You could just click on that, and then it will find all matches which are 0-0 at half time, and it will generate them in a simulator. And then obviously you could try out strategies from there. From that particular scenario, we've got the 1-0 or 0-1 after 15 minutes. So that's kind of an early goal scenario. You could try out things from there. We've got home favorites losing, away favorites, home favorites, so on and so on. Okay, and you just click on it, and then it's going to load the matches up, and you can give those strategies a go. Okay, so yeah, very, very useful feature, the custom score and time. That means you can look for the scenario of your choosing. You don't have to wait around for it to happen in real life. You can find it instantly in this, test your strategy out, get your answers very, very quickly. So it is an absolutely genius bit of kit, and I think all football traders at all different levels can get something out of it. Whether you're a complete newbie, it can really help you to learn the markets and predict where those prices are going to be at certain times in the matches. And when you're a little bit more advanced and you're at that stage where you want to create and build your own perfect holy grail money printing golden goose style football trading strategy, well, this is the software which is going to help you to do that. Okay, the strategies are out there. You just gotta look for them. You got to mess around in there, play around, and you will find them. I've had quite a few people find some very surprising market inefficiencies that have matched up perfectly in the real world. Okay, so yeah, if this is what you're looking to do, remember, as we said earlier on, we are releasing it slowly. We're releasing it in batches. Early bird access will be this Friday for a limited group of people. And then after that, if you're late, you can be in the next batch at a later date, and then so on and so on. But if you do want to be first in line, submit your very best email address by clicking below this video to get on that early bird list. Scroll down and get it submitted. Okay, and then you're going to get those details on the opening day. And like I said, if you are late, you'll be on that second batch, that second opening, and so on and so on. Okay, it's currently the best way for us to do it, because otherwise we will get overloaded with support and all that sort of thing, because it can be quite complex. But do keep in mind, we've got training videos in the members area and a lot of other tools to help you with this. And then once you get used to using it, it's very, very easy. Okay, but anyway, get your email address down on the list if you're interested at all in this anyway. If you're interested in this at all in any way. Okay, early bird access will drop this Friday, so look out for the emails. Anyway, for those who missed it previously, I do now have a video on the screen that shows us using the Football Trading Simulator Deluxe, so you can check that out and get more of an idea of what you can do with it. Hope you've enjoyed checking out this video, and I will see you in the next video.